just ask a quick question about what we were talking about before the break.
Yeah.
There seems to be a thin line between when to apply wisdom and when to apply, or between wisdom and having an ulterior motive. Example, I find myself, if I'm going to someone for help, like someone in a store or something, I find myself smiling when I don't really want to smile. I'm smiling because I want to get a positive reaction from that person. Is that using wisdom or is that having an ulterior motive?
No, you should smile all the time.
You should, I know, but I smile extra when I want help. So I'm extra polite, I'm extra nice because I want a positive response from that person. So am I being wise or am I having
How do you answer that?
Sorry?
I said, try not to have any motive.
Yeah.
But the motive is I want a positive reaction from the person.
but
I do have a
Like a
motive.
very good, a very harmonious atmosphere, I would say that's very good, right? It's not just for like selfish gain, like you want to get some.
But it is.
But he
because
is.
It is a
Yeah,
selfish
he wants a
gain.
positive.
Because I want a positive reaction from that
Yeah.
person. If I go up serious and sour and speak to them in a rough manner,
Yeah.
I wouldn't get the positive
The
response.
same service, the service will be different.
Different, absolutely. So it is an ulterior motive. But I think
And that would be discrimination on their part, right?
But no matter what, you should smile all the time anyway.
I do.
Okay, so it depends on what's in your mind when you do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if it comes naturally, then it's okay.
But if you're thinking, oh, I have to smile because I gotta get something from this guy, then
Yeah, we
you
shouldn't
got
think
ulterior
that. We shouldn't be thinking that.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
fake the smile?
Faking it
That's why I said it has
Was
to
it
be
very stiff?
pinks. It has to be
has to
natural.
come natural, you know, genuine, very genuine.
natural,
Yeah.
unadorned.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should be
Sincere, sincere.
Sometimes those people who give you a hard time, and then you still have to fake the
That's
smile
true.
and smile
Oh,
and
yes.
laugh with them, you know.
Even if somebody's yelling at you,
Yeah.
keep your calmness.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though you may start to stir up that.
Yeah, so we shouldn't have that stirred up, right? So, yeah.
You still have to maintain.
Yeah, it's probably not easy from where we starting from, you know, so we have to kind of gradually be aware of these things first, and then we gradually work on, you know, kind of reducing that. It's a process. It's a process. We can't get there in one day, right? But it's a process. Hopefully we see improvement, though, every day.
So what I do is I don't see them at all.
You avoid
I
them?
see through them.
See through them.
Yeah. So I don't have the reaction, no emotion.
Yeah, I mean, you see.
That is applying wisdom to it or just
Well, I seen through. I mean, seen through. Well, depend. What exactly do you mean by that? I mean,
even though
Yeah, they're
the
there.
person is there
Right.
form,
But you're
but
just.
I don't see it.
But you're just like ignoring it, basically.
Maybe it's a kind of ignoring, but
Or maybe you should say, I see past them instead of see through them. See,
a lot of
see.
times, you know, we talk, but it doesn't work.
Just give a respectful smile and you
No,
don't
no,
have to.
I do respect, you know, in a way, but it's only one way, you know. It doesn't go to both, it should be both way respect.
Well, that's true. I mean, but we can't force the other person to do whatever. I mean, we can only change ourselves and control how we react, how we do things. So we just do what's right. Okay, we just do what we need
What
to
is
do.
natural?
Yeah, just natural thing, and then we can't. You know.
But that natural has to be genuine,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you say, sincere,
Yeah,
right?
sincere.
Sincere. It has to come from, like, you know, really our human nature, because we have to think, to actually, you know, understand what is our human nature like. Well, what is it like? I mean, is it, you know, does it have, you know, a duality saying, oh yeah, you know, no, it doesn't. It just is. It just naturally is. So we have to understand really what the four immeasurable minds are.
So
Right.
when you start to expect something to come back to you, that's 100.
Right.
So you don't want that. Everything needs to be
Like I say,
harmonious,
natural,
natural.
right, without,
No.
It
without
comes-
expectation.
Without expectation.
Yeah, wu wei. That's
No
it. That's
expectation,
wu
yeah.
wei. It's
Well,
really
so-
the.
Liu Xiangsi said, okay, it's their action that's causing or making you feel uncomfortable. That's because they did not understand why they do it, right? So we have to, I do agree, you see through that. You have to see through that, bypass that level.
Right, see
then
beyond
you won't get that disturbed. Your emotion will stay the same. So you won't feel upset.
You can see beyond. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, beyond so that you don't stir up your emotion, you don't get upset.
Yeah.
So you don't want to deal, not to say you don't want to deal with the situation.
Right. You still have to deal with it.
Yeah, right.
You still have to deal with
Right,
it.
Still do.
Right. Because we are in this world, right? I mean, we are in the midst of society, right? You're not in some mountain cave by yourself. Okay, then you don't have to deal with reality or deal with people, right? You can just be with yourself. But that's the wrong approach, right? Because that means that's the path of the arhats.
Also, another way to look at it is, it's look at their Buddha nature. We're all the same. It's just their action that's making them uncomfortable. So you have to see they are like you, we are one. So deep inside, we're all the same.
Yeah. I mean, you know, how we react, like Jesus, okay? So how did he react to being nailed on the cross, crucified? Right? He pleaded with God, said, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's So he
Forgiveness,
saw beyond
love, right? That's
the human
compassion.
nature, right?
That's
so that-
unconditional.
right.
I mean,
so
it's not.
that's the part of the four immeasurable minds.
Yeah.
Right? The part of that infinite loving kindness.
Yeah.
Or mercifulness. In this case, mercifulness. Right? That's the Buddha nature. That's the truth. But without any motive.
Right.
It's unconditional. That's what I said. It's unconditional mercy. Unconditional
No
loving kindness.
expectation.
Right. Unconditional. That's why I said no condition. 没有条件. No, that means it's 无为. That means it's 无为.
Yeah.
So we have. I said our Buddha nature is like that. It's like that. It's just so if we can be like that, then you have infinite kindness. Right? So you naturally smile just without any expectation, or without conditions. That's right. Without conditions. So it's not easy. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying we have to reach that level of really understanding. Oh, that's what our Buddha nature is. Then you naturally reflect that. Just reflect that. Just follow it, or do it, or show it, whatever. Okay, or say it, or think it, whatever. All right, that's it. It's not easy. I grant you, but we have to reach that level. Okay, it's not easy. So, okay.
Yeah, we gotta let go of that ego, because it's the ego that's reacting to that false self,
The I.
the I, right?
Notion of I.
So-
Me and you. Yeah, then that's duality. That's duality. That's duality. Subject object. So we kind of go beyond that, like you said. Go beyond it. Go through, pass through that. Okay. It's not easy. I agree. It's not easy.
We are our worst enemy.
No,
Yeah.
because unfortunately, the environment, the way we're brought up, we always have this notion of me and you. That's the problem. You can blame it on education. You can blame it on the way we're brought up. Yeah, you can. Our society at large, it's all about you and me. Look at society. We worship. We emphasize. Oh, look at that person. Look how famous, wealth, power. You and me. It's that ego. It's all driven by ego. Right? Unfortunately. So we gotta go opposite. That's called 下流, right? That's 下流. That's downward spiral. That's samsara. That's the path towards samsara. That's the path towards more karma. Okay? So you have to figure out, you have to go against the tide, against the flow. All right? So that's why it's not easy. That's why how many Buddhas are there?
Okay. All right. So let's go over this. All right. So it says a contention-free mind or heart and mind begets harmony with others. Right. Of course, we don't contend with others. We don't. Then of course we're in harmony. Right. Huh? Oh, okay. A demand-free heart and mind begets a noble personality. Right. So. Like Buddhas always remind us, we should not demand of others, we demand of ourselves, right? And so, okay, and then a pure and still heart and mind begets a solemn image Buddha. Again, remember we were talking about earlier, that is our Buddha nature. So the true face of the Buddha nature is that kind of stillness or pureness without, bias, without the duality. a giving heart and mind begets an abundant life. So we have to give to receive. Okay, so this is again, we shouldn't be stingy, or we shouldn't be, like reluctant to give when it's proper to give. Then we will get returns naturally. Okay, you can say it's all cause and effect too. I mean, it's just, when you give, you're going to get back. So we don't have to worry about that. A contented heart and mind begets a happy life. Of course, if we are content, then we're never going to be, saying, "Oh, I'm lacking in something," or So we'll always be happy, right? A grateful heart and mind begets mutual cherishing. We have to be grateful for others and for everything. When we can be grateful, then we can cherish everything that we have, right? We should always never try to be complaining or constantly begrudging things. Always have that heart of gratitude. Contentment. I mean, that it's goes hand in hand with contentment, right? But all right, and then loving heart and mind, right, begets a vivacious spirit, right? So if we can, that true love, that compassion for everyone, for all sentient beings, then we can be more, vivacious is more like, it's like lively, right? Have that, that spirit, that energy, whatever. A Tao, heart and mind, begets fair and honest conduct, of course. So if we following the Tao, the way of the Tao, the truth, or whether we're talking about the doctrine and mean or any of those, then it will be fair and honest, right? So we're acting according to our true heart, our Tao heart. Okay, so everything is sincere and honest, and we're always fair. A relinquishing heart and mind begets freedom and ease of mind, right? If we're able to let go, we have to be able to let go. Once you can let go, then we are free, right? We can let go of all sorts of attachments, material things, everything, even emotions or points of view. Letting go of those, right? Then we can be free to really understand the truth, right? Then we have ease of mind, right? If we're unable to let go of things, right, then we become worried. We become worried that someone's going to take it away from me, or they're going to attack my views. So if we don't have any of those, then there's nothing to worry about, right? An honest and kind heart and mind begets a lofty future. Again, honesty, kindness, that comes from the Buddha nature. So if we are honest and kind, we will have a great future. Okay, so it's not a lot of people, they use devious means to achieve something, right? But that's only temporary. But this is more kind of an eternal type of thing. Okay, so that we have a greater future with being honest and kind. A disciplined heart and mind begets deep concentration, right? We need it's self-discipline, right? So all cultivation, all practices, there is some kind of discipline. There's involved. Okay, so and so it's not like, oh, I'll just whenever I feel like it or whatever, then there's that's a lack of discipline. So we have to still have discipline, especially with our heart and mind, with our mind, okay, because everything starts there. So with that discipline, then we can focus and we can concentrate our mind, and then we can, that way that can help us to get rid of those thoughts, not giving rise to thoughts, right, or being able to let go of thoughts, okay. Constantly aware heart and mind begets perfect bright wisdom, right? Again, this awareness and wisdom, it's the same thing. Okay, when I talk about it, that ultimate awareness is ultimate wisdom. Okay, so basically, you always have to be aware. Okay, initially maybe it's conscious awareness, right? Ultimately, it's the Buddha nature awareness, the Buddha awareness. Okay, so. But maybe to get there, we have to have that conscious awareness first. to help us get there. So that's why we should always be aware of what we're doing, what we're saying, what we're thinking, and if we're not aware, then we should be grateful when other people point it out to us, or appreciate when other people point something out to us that we're not aware of. Then we can become aware to help. Hopefully it's not. I'm assuming they're doing it for good reason. That we need to correct ourselves. Okay, so that's ultimately how we get that perfect wisdom, right? Okay, so Jigong Buddha, again, he comes to Zhonghua Sundao Temple and makes obeisance to God. Disciples, how are you? Okay, so this is the second of the God's instructions. Right here, here it has the 4 words, okay, that are highlighted. Basically, right, it says the 2 forms of male and female, the yang and yin, are generative forces of nature. Right? If the eyes can reflect inward, then disaster will not approach. Strictly observing morals and ethics, the profundity is hard to express in words and must be realized within the heart and mind. Okay, so we kind of talked about that earlier, right? So the 2, right, the yin and yang, with this whole, everything that's created, that's not in that what we call absolute heaven or the Dharma Dhatu, is subject to yin and yang, the duality, okay? And that means that everything is constantly changing. There's a beginning and end, okay, to everything, right? So, but it's these the positive and negative forces, the yin and yang, they interact in certain ways, okay? So, and that's how things, get.
There's a beginning and end.
Yeah, and then their process, it creates all the processes that are in nature. So our eyes, right? We have 2 eyes. Right, we have to reflect inward, look inward, right? So, in other words, like with our 2 eyes, again, this is talking about duality, the way we view things, right? Maybe we should all have 1 eye, right? Just be Cyclops, then we have an absolute view, but I don't know, we have 2 eyes, so everything is relative, right? Everything's, so again, we fall into that duality. Because of that, then we create karma, okay? So that's when the disasters come, all right? So if we can look inward, so a lot of times we're always focused, again, outward, again, is that me and you that we we're just talking about. If we can get rid of that and say we're just one, then, again, that's partly what this means as well, okay, that reflect inward, okay, so when someone treats me in a bad way, but I don't react in a way that would, that's either with anger or anything like that, right, then if I can treat them with respect and kindness, then that is that oneness. Okay, so that is reflecting inward, right? Okay, and then strictly observing. Okay, the profundity. Okay, so again, so these 2. Oh, okay, so strictly observing. The profoundness or the deep meaning. Right, it's hard to express it in words and must be realized. Okay, so that's what we were saying earlier, that we have to experience it and realize it ourselves from within. Right, that an ultimate awareness or ultimate enlightenment comes from within. Okay, now so these 4 words together, right? The 2 eyes, basically it's basically saying that with our eyes to basically uphold or hold on to the center, hold on to that Buddha nature, hold on to that, the 3rd eye you can say, but the portal. All right, so that's what those 4 words. But again, it's that's just another way of saying, not to fall into the duality. Okay, so try to maintain that oneness. Okay.
It's the essence.
The essence, yeah. I mean,
本体. Basically, we just translate that 本体.
That's
impossible
yeah.
to
That's the
describe.
essence. Yeah, that's the
describe.
essence. Yeah. So it's hard to talk about.
Because we can only see its uses.
Right.
Functions,
Right.
Uses, unfortunately.
Okay. So again, God's good children must attentively listen to my words. True principles are put into practice every day in daily life. Okay. Yeah, so again, this is not just academic learning. We do need to take what we learn here and apply it in everyday life. Okay, that's the true. Again, there's you can say the learning is basically the essence, and then the application, right? The function is, to put it into practice. Okay, so we have to have both. Do not wallow in depravity or degeneration, or flow with the filth, right? So this world that we're in is, right, from the Buddhist view, right? It's the Hongchen, which is like this dirty world, the dusty world. Okay, so it's full of filth. All right, when I put it that way, we should not follow with whatever, like whatever the social norms or customs. If they are doing things that again is based on duality or whatever, all those things, then we should not follow them. Okay. So again, we have to use these principles to guide us. Don't just follow the crowd, right? Take control of one's thoughts. A lofty aspiration cannot be compromised, right? We should, if we have a goal, like we want to, achieve Buddhahood, right? We shouldn't compromise on that. But we have to, make sure that we don't get, don't get influenced or don't get sidetracked by our other things. Okay.
The forms.
Yeah, the changing, constantly changing environment. Those can potentially, sometimes there's a roadblock, but we just have to go around it. Okay, don't let that stop us.
Or don't give up. Don't give up on that path of cultivation.
Right.
That's another simple way to say.
Yeah, I mean the only way to achieve is never to give up, right?
Just continue.
Yeah.
You can do slow and steady.
Right.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, some people can, they have impatient, but the key is, we have to, you have a lifetime's worth of path to take. I mean, of journey to make. So just remind ourselves that, but it's limited. It's still limited by time because we don't know how long you're going to be here, right? That the problem with unenlightened beings or people who don't cultivate is they think they have all the time in the world, and that's a big mistake because you could be gone tomorrow, for all we know, right? So that's why we have to seize the moment, right? We have to just keep plugging away, keep plodding away. That's it.
Yeah, withstand the enticements or allures or the temptations, right? So let go of attachments, right? So these are the things that they're going to be lots of things that it's like, wow, new iPhone, it's like, wow, I'm tempted to
Yeah, because we're always enticed by forms.
Yeah, forms. These forms. Wow, new stuff. Wow,
clothes,
better
new
stuff.
fashion,
Yeah, we
new
want
shoes,
that. Right.
new watches, everything, all this. It's just it never ends.
Yeah, I know. Right. So that's never ending, right?
I have a.
You'll never be satisfied.
If you're Buddha, you don't need any of that.
Yeah.
You have even that's more advanced than anything that you could dream of, that you could create, right?
You don't need any of this technology. I mean, you're one with everything already.
具作, right? 具作.
Yeah, you have everything. You have everything.
Yeah, actually.
There's nothing
power.
there's nothing that you're lacking.
Yeah,
So,
right. Self-sufficient.
So there's nothing more to want, to need. All right, so do not break the moral and ethical code. Do not grasp external matters and things, right? So again, when we're dealing with situations or people, whatever, I mean, we still maintain that code of ethics, morality, follow the principles, and don't, be going after these material things or matters, right? Without anger or fire inside, right? One can be very flexible and lively in dealing with people, right? If we get angry in a situation, right, that really limits the way we respond to people, right?
It's the three poisons.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah. So if we can deal with it with wisdom without getting emotional, then we can, then using our wisdom, then we can be very flexible in how we deal with the situation, right? We can deal with it in the best possible way. Awaken, do not be biased. To be awakened and aware is Buddha, right? So again, we have to be awakened. Hopefully, when we receive the Tao, I mean, we got we heard the alarm clock, but maybe we're not fully awake yet. But that's why we're still here to learn and try to become fully awakened, right? Because once we're fully awakened and aware, then that is the Buddha. Okay, so again, right? Don't be biased. So again, that duality. So again, let go of all our biases, prejudices, and just try to deal with things as it is. Okay. Plant the cause and it will bear consequence, urging noble ones to contemplate it. Okay, so again, realize also that there are consequences to everything that we do, everything we say, everything we think, even, right? Lecture Liu says that every thought is a potential karma in the future. It's the seed is there, so we have to be careful, be very like always feel like we're treading on thin ice. It's like very careful. So, yeah, 战战兢兢的, yeah. So okay, and then so the results of karma are never wrong, right? One should be cautious as of treading on thin ice, right? So, again, karma, it may sound kind of cold, and to say that everything that we get, we deserved it. It's certainly cold when we tell other people that.
Yeah,
we shouldn't tell other people that. We should know that for ourselves.
That means you have no wisdom.
Yeah.
If we say that means you have no wisdom.
Right.
That's proof. That's evidence. Yeah, because you are just stating what is a fact, but you are not displaying your compassion.
Right.
That's why some people are very turned off by listening to that.
Yeah.
No, that's why we should never say that.
Right.
We understand.
Right.
There's a reason for
Right.
that, why people suffer. But for you to say it, that's wrong.
No.
That's
we still have to
no wisdom.
right. We
That's
still have to show
wisdom.
compassion.
Correct.
Right. That compassion then is also it's unconditional. So it doesn't matter that it's his karma, that person's karma, that they created it, that they were a bad person before and that they're suffering now. So it should be. We go beyond that, right? Compassion goes beyond that. We see, that they're suffering, that they need help, right? That we try to help them now. Okay, that's
the four
the
dimensional
true,
mind.
yeah, right.
So that's why we have to really understand what the four dimensional mind is. If you know what the Buddha nature is, the quality of our Buddha nature, what it expresses is the four dimensional mind. No, it's true. That's absolutely that. But it's unconditional, of course. It's non-conditional.
Right.
Okay. No biases, no, non-conditional.
Right. Yeah, actually, going back to kind of what Jill mentioned, right? When we're in the middle or center and we hold on to that center, it's like saying we use these principles and we try to tell other people, hey, see, look, this karma, that's your karma, right? That's a similar thing. So we have to not do that, right? So even though we're holding to hey, this is the principle, this is the truth, right? But we can't do that.
Wisdom.
Right, we can't do that, right? So we still have to let go of that too. Okay, so remind oneself to never repeat a wrong. Right? Understanding one's goals sets the mind pure and at ease. Right, so again, like Yen Hui, right? He does not repeat a wrong. Right, once he realized that there was a mistake or something he shouldn't do, he actually what he's saying is that he doesn't give rise to any of those thoughts even. Okay, it's not just the actions. Actions is already a second wrong. Okay, so basically, he doesn't give rise to those thoughts, those wrong thoughts. We may still not do things, do wrong things, but we might still think about those. Okay, so that's already a wrong. Okay, even though we didn't do it. Okay, so again, remember those things will create karma, or plant the seed of karma. So we want to get to the point where we don't have those types of thoughts. That's why it's very important. We have to get rid of those thoughts, so we don't plant those seeds of karma, right? Because one day they might sprout. Okay, when the conditions are right, if we keep, thinking those ways, yeah. Okay, so restrain the restless heart and mind. Only a clear and bright heart and mind can be free and easy or unrestrained. Our heart and mind in Chinese they say it's like a monkey, right, or a wild horse, right, running around prancing about. The monkey always wants to grab everything. He's very curious.
Very curious.
and the horse just keeps running around. Okay, so that's like our mind.
Yeah, that's
Okay?
a metaphor.
It's a restless mind. It's constantly grasping at things.
Or giving rise to thoughts.
Yeah, or,
Ceaseless
yeah,
thoughts.
you get the
One
thoughts,
thought. So it's constantly stirring.
thoughts,
constantly stirring.
emotions,
Yeah. The
all
wave.
these things. Yeah.
Incessant,
Right.
waves, wave after wave.
So the clear and bright mind, that's the one, the mind of wisdom. Okay, so to get that wisdom, it has to be very clear, and the mind has to be calm and clear and still. Right, that wisdom then can manifest. Right, the wisdom is already there. It's just that because we have such a clouded, the water's all stirred up that we cannot see, see through it. All right, so that's why all these things that we talk about, we have to try to let go. Okay. Do not give up halfway in practicing Tao. All right, be a good example of Tao. All right, so we said that. All right, we don't want to give up, and plus we also need to be a good kind of a role model. We represent the Tao. I mean, we are in the Tao. We represent the Tao, and so for other people to see. Right, because it's hard to talk about the Tao, but they can see it in us. They can see it in our actions, in our conduct, in how we, display it. Okay, so at least they can see that part, and so therefore we don't really necessarily have to say anything, right? If we're smiling, we're very kind all the time, then they'll see that. That's the Tao. Okay, so. So if we want to influence people, if we want to bring people to receive the Tao, words sometimes are very difficult, and they may not accept the words, but they can see, wow, especially if we were a different person before and we've changed as a result of the Tao we cultivating, then people can see that change and they say, wow, you're so much better person now. That they'd be more likely, more willing, perhaps, to come. Right? Be diligent and hardworking. Do not be lazy. Do not waste any time. Again, we're always losing time, so we have to make the best use of our time and put in the effort as well. So again, discipline is part of the thing to overcome laziness. Right? The broader one's heart and mind, the greater one's good affinity, right? So if we can be magnanimous, very big-hearted in how we treat people, treat everything, then of course we're going to establish good affinity with everyone, right? And that will ultimately come back as it'll be a good thing, right? We think we're giving, we're very giving, we give up our time, our energy, or everything, or material things for others, it'll all come back to us. Okay. Disseminate, propagate the Tao, instruct and guide this world. Okay. So, but of course we still do have, we learn about the Tao so that we can also try to propagate, to talk to other people about the Tao, to guide other people, to instruct, try to transform this world to be a better world. Of course, we do that one person at a time. We don't say, we can't transform the world overnight. We transform those people around. We have to transform ourselves, make sure we're transforming ourselves, and then we can transform those other people around us. Okay, open up a new future. Make vigorous progress without backsliding. Again, by putting in that effort, we can, the future, the destiny is in our hands. Okay, so the more we do, the greater our future, the brighter our future. Okay, again, sometimes, we maybe we feel kind of burnt out, or we feel like, oh, I don't feel like it. So that's why we have to kind of take the middle road. We don't push too hard, right? Sometimes we go too hard. Then we feel kind of burnt out, and then we drop back again, and it's kind of like this 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. But it's better to be kind of make smooth progress. It may be slower, but actually maybe in the end it won't be slower. Okay, but we make smooth progress. So that's why the Zongyong said that we don't go to extremes. Try not to do too extreme either, right? The wise do things quietly and take on the responsibilities without shirking one's duties. Okay, so we all actually have responsibilities and we do things without announcing to everyone, say, oh yeah, I have this responsibility, I accomplished this, but we just take it on. Whatever responsibilities and duties that we have, we should do it, okay? And we all have a duty as disciples of Jigong Buddha, our holy teacher, to help spread the Tao, to help guide other people into the Tao, okay? Hold tightly and steadily to the helm and spare no effort to get out of the vortex, the maelstrom. Okay, so basically it's saying like we're in this world that is like it's like a whirlpool, and we're gonna get sucked down. Okay, so we need to using our wisdom, using our what we know, understand what we learned about the principles to help guide us out of that. Okay. And of course, we still need to put in that effort. So we have to practice. We have to cultivate in order to get out of that trap, if you will. Okay, sit relaxingly on the lotus platform, heart full of everlasting joy. So if we can do all that, then of course we will achieve. In the end, we'll achieve Buddhahood. That's what the lotus platform is, right? Then we'll have that everlasting joy, right? We'll have there's nothing. I mean, then because we'll be beyond.
You're at the nirvana state.
Yeah, that's the nirvana state. It's beyond.
Bliss.
Yeah, it's a bliss, right? It's beyond all the suffering. It's beyond everything.
Bliss.
Yeah.
Because you're Dharma Dhatu.
Right. That is the Dharma Dhatu, or that's the Dharma. The Dharma Dhatu.
You can say Li Tian,
Yeah.
Xian Tian.
Yeah.
Wu Qi.
So that so basically these. I guess that the first one and the second one, they're basically talking about the same thing, that oneness. Okay, we have to achieve that oneness, let go, get rid of the duality. All right, and that's basically, So that's basically the message here. So we have so this. Then the third was to let or not have the three minds, right? The past, present, and future. The fourth is the four images or the four appearances or whatever, four marks, right? To get rid of those.
What's the fifth?
The
The
fifth.
skanda. Is it the five
No,
skanda?
it wasn't the skandhas.
No. What's the fifth is what?
Huh?
Oh, the five.
The
five
precepts.
Precepts.
Right? Uphold the five precepts.
Uphold the five precepts.
And then the sixth is there's no six paths of reincarnation, right? So if we can do these things, then we won't fall into the six paths of reincarnation. So that's kind of
There's a sequence.
I assume it ends with six, but there could be more
Who knows?
potentially,
We don't know.
but I don't know.
It could go to 8.
Yeah. But
Can you repeat those 6 again?
okay. Yeah, the first one was to no. The first one was the one.
One mind,
One
essence.
I guess.
You can say 一心一意嘛，一心一意, right? One mind, one
I guess.
one mind, one thought, one mind, one consciousness.
That's like the essence, the original,
Buddha,
the
Buddha,
original
Buddha
oneness,
mind,
the one,
essence.
Yeah.
一心,
Yeah, I guess.
No, 一心, heart, one mind.
Well, it's talking about the
essence.
well, the essence and the function. I mean, but it's the oneness.
Yeah, well, 意 is the thought.
Right. So that's
So the essence and the function. So
right.
it's the oneness.
It's the oneness of the
Oneness.
whole.
Right. The
Right.
oneness of the Buddha nature.
Yeah,
Buddha
right.
nature.
And then or the Tao. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then- And then the two is to
hold fast.
to that oneness.
To that one, or
Yeah.
to that Buddha nature. Or steadfast, or be constantly with that oneness.
Yeah.
What's the third one?
There's no three minds. Okay, no past, present, future.
三世, right?
No, three minds.
三心,
3 minds.
三心.
三心四相, right?
The next one
And
is
then
the
that's
four
Yeah.
Sishang.
The
Okay,
four
so the
marks.
4 marks or the 4 appearances, whatever.
Yeah, that's in Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Ohio.
So basically, it's the time and this dimensions.
Yeah.
You know.
Space time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sanxing had to do temporal
Yeah.
dimension, and then the Sixiang is the spatial dimension.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know,
Space-time,
beyond
yeah.
space and time, space
Yeah,
time.
That's all the duality.
That's all within the yin and yang, yin and yang,
The relative realm, the relative
Right.
domain.
Right.
The fourth is
The fourth is the 4 marks. Some say 4 forms.
Four,
But in fact,
4
it seems to be
appearances or
no,
4.
4 marks of existence, of being, of existence. That's the official, lexicon we translate. You can say the 4 appearances, 4 forms, 4 marks of existence.
Yeah. So you have to let go, get rid of
The
those
forms.
too. Yeah, the forms. Get rid of the forms.
The 5 is
The 5th is
5
follow the
precepts.
5 precepts.
Yeah,
right?
see, that's more practical
Yeah.
side now. That's the practical side.
Follow 5 precepts.
And then therefore, no more 6 paths.
As
The
of
6 paths
reincarnation.
are not real, are not,
No more
or non-exist,
Yeah.
do not exist.
They won't.
Because if
We transcended it.
yeah, we transcend, so therefore they don't exist,
Right.
right? They have nothing
doesn't
to do
affect
with
you,
us.
yeah.
They have nothing to do with us anymore. You go beyond the 6 paths, another way of saying that.
Right.
Yeah, that's nice, right? See, so God is giving us a guide. You can say a
Right.
guide. His instructions are telling
Our
us.
goal.
Yeah, you can say that. If we follow the precepts, then we can transcend beyond the 6 paths or whatever. Yeah, or samsara. So there is an order.
Yeah,
That's it. There's
right.
a sequence.
Aggression.
Would there be a seminar?
Who
And
knows?
so on.
Who knows?
Well,
Maybe throughout the whole year.
In
Well,
other
we don't know.
Dharma
The year's
class.
not yet over.
Yeah.
so,
yeah, that's
so
true.
they could
This
have
is
Dharma
only
class.
half a year.
Yeah,
We still
that's
have
what I'm
many
saying.
Dharma
So
classes.
some people say go up to 12. Who knows?
This will
I don't know.
probably be a book.
Yeah,
Lao
maybe,
Mu's
maybe.
book.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be instead of the 10 admonitions, right? This will be the 12 or whatever X number of instructions. X number of
Yeah.
instructions.
We still have time.
Oh,
We
still have time.
down.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Yeah, when we were talking about, I just wanted to bring up a thing that we were talking about, right? Trying to see things as they are, right? As it is, right? So I just want to bring up a reference from the movie The Matrix, right? I mean, I always
tell me
refer
about
to The
that.
Matrix
Matrix.
because actually The Matrix is full of these
I
things.
have never
Yeah,
seen
like-
that.
So
It's
it's-
based on a lot of the Buddhist concepts.
Yeah, the
I have
Buddhist,
seen
Taoist,
I was
and
doing
also
series.
Christian
I was not
things in there. But basically, right? So I forget which character.
He's on.
Right? He's showing. I mean, they're in their ship, right?
This is
And he's showing Neo. It's like, oh, you've seen like. Because I think it's Cipher. He's looking at the screen, right, computer
Right,
screen.
right.
It's all these, right? The Matrix has these numbers or
Right,
symbols
right,
scrolling across the screen.
Right.
Yeah, it says that's the Matrix. That's the real view of the Matrix, the world. Okay, so it's very objective. But he says, yeah, let's see. You see that that lady in red, right? He created that. It's like but basically their view, the proper view is that it's kind of like an objective view. You just see numbers. You just see numbers and symbols. It's
You can
not
say that's
like
all causality. Those are all causal forces, right? You create things.
well, yeah, but
Yeah.
I think the view is that there's no.
Yeah, it's no real form.
There's no real form.
Yeah.
It's not, and it's
They're
because
just images. They come and go.
those images are subjective,
Okay,
but these
okay.
numbers are not.
Right.
Okay,
right,
so
right.
so that's kind of the message that it was saying. So, but
Ooh, that's
yeah.
very deep.
Yeah.
I don't know if people could understand that. Ooh.
yeah, but there are a lot of things in there like
Yeah, so,
you know,
so let's say if you're in the Dharma Dhatu, realm, you could say you see things like
as
you
it
said, those
is.
numbers.
It's just
They're-
as
they're
it
like
is.
formulas or functions that create whatever, okay? But then when we're in this realm or the Saha world, whatever, the objective, the subjective, subjective realm, we interpret it
Right.
differently. We interpret it as a you, or as an object, or as
Right,
whatever, events, whatever, get it?
Right.
See, we don't see the
See,
the
that's
thing
where
behind it,
right,
the truth behind it.
because you
get
fall
it?
into the four forms, or
Right.
four images
Yeah,
already.
because we see a form. We
Yeah.
say, oh, we saw you, we saw an object, we saw things like that. Those are the forms,
Images,
images,
yeah,
marks,
right,
whatever
right.
you want to call it. And then we see the past, the present, the future. Get it? So that's all subjective views
Right.
based on all of us. Whereas on the Dharma Dhatu, no, there's just one view. You can say one view, one view, right? Get it?
Yeah.
There's no past, present, and future.
Right.
There's no such thing.
It's-
and there's
it's-
no form, no images. Get it? 没有三世，没有四相。
It's the eternal
Dharma,
view,
it
the,
just-
the, the
it just-
world view, the eternal
just-
view. I don't know.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's that's how, because that's karma playing out, or law of causality playing out. You know, law of causality dictates that, hey, if you have a cause, you're going to have something. And then when the variables are gone, then you have new causes, and new objects, new things. You get it? That's the way it is. And that's the way it is. You know,
Right.
so-
So yeah, there's no need to judge it. You know, no.
Right, because those things come and go, are
Right.
created, disappear, created, disappear. Those are not real. Those are not real. But we, in this subjective universe, or just objective, whatever you want to call it, dualistic universe, we unfortunately think they're real. Because we see it. We say, hey, yeah, you exist. There's a you, then there's a me. But that's very narrow. Very narrow view. Very, you can say, unenlightened view. You don't see it from the perspective of the truth, of the Buddha, from the Buddha view. You can say Buddha view,
God's view.
or the God view, yeah, whatever you want to do, or the absolute view, whatever, okay? Unfortunately, you see what I'm saying? And that's where we get caught up, and that's why Buddha calls that suffering. We suffer because we start pursuing those things. Or
And
we
we start
right,
contending
create
over it.
desires, creating all that, everything that flows. And that, what a mess. And then that's why there's karma, samsara, and suffering. So you have to go beyond that. It's not easy, but you have to go beyond it. Just understand that everything is relative. Everything is temporary. So what? So what if I'm poor? That's temporary. You're never going to be poor forever. You're never, it's temporary. So what if I'm ugly? So what? So what if I'm old? So what? It doesn't matter. Those are all temporary. Right? That's only relativistic. So you have to go beyond that.
So
If we
what
could do
if,
that.
so what if we die?
Well, no.
You say so what if we die?
Yeah, well,
What if we die?
Right.
well, there's another life. There's a next life. Because you're not going to condemn to stay in one place forever.
It's constantly changing.
Yeah. But-
Realization, right? You don't fear death anymore.
No, but the key is you also have to realize that, and this is where, that's why we have to, that a human life is extremely rare. People say, oh, there's 7+ billion people, how can that be rare? Well, Buddha uses that analogy, right? That metaphor, say, imagine there's a giant sea turtle, right? Dwelling that lives in the bottom of the ocean, and every 100 years or so, it only comes up to the surface once to take a look, see, okay? And then imagine that there's a floating ring, what do you call that?
Like a log or whatever, but there's a hole in it.
What do you call those things
So-
on the boat that they use those things?
Well, no, it's not a lifesaver.
No, I know, but
Anchor?
imagine, yeah, it's just a piece of, yeah, it's like
Piece
a
of
wood
wood.
that has a hole in the
Yeah.
center.
Yeah.
And that just so happened in that every 100-year occurrence, that turtle happened to poke its head above the water and it went right through the hole. So how rare is that, right? So Buddha is saying, that's what our human existence is, that rare. Think about it. So every 100 years, it comes up and happens to poke its head right through that wood. A lot of times, probably all the other times, it pokes its hair not through the wood, just tick up. So that means we become animals. So actually, in actual reality, okay, all of us, in some time in the past or another, we were all either animals or no, seriously, we are. Even Buddha said that. He was.
Even
were.
Buddha
He was.
Numerous
That's what I'm saying. He's
He
a
was.
countless
a scorpion.
countless. He was an animal. He was animal.
Yeah.
He was different animals.
Yeah.
He was a stallion. He was an insect. He was right.
Otters.
All that. Yeah. All that.
Rabbits.
So think about it. So if we understand that story, take that to heart and say, my God. So this lifetime is so precious because you know what? Maybe it happens every 1,000 kalpas. Hello, 1,000 kalpas that we are human. Hello. So you better grasp this opportunity to what? become a Buddha. Otherwise, you might have to wait another 1,000 kalpas. Who knows, right? 1,000 kalpas. You know how long that is? That's you know how many big bangs that is? That's thousands of big bangs. Hello? Maybe more than thousands. It's probably millions of big bangs. Hello? You want to go through that? Millions of big bangs of samsara? Think about it. Right? So that's why we have to grasp that. That if you understand that, then you realize, my God, we better do it this time, just like when you have a chance. Especially when you already received the Tao. Right? So that's why we have to grasp that. Don't give up. That's what we have. If you could really take that story to heart, then you'll say that will motivate you. That will motivate you to say, don't give up. No matter how difficult the situation is, no matter how poor you are, whatever, how many challenges we have. Because, hey, whatever you can achieve, you will accomplish. You will gain. You will get. You will receive. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? It's better than doing nothing. Let's put it that way. Okay? So when I hear that story, I say, oh my God, it's like, it's scary, right? No, I mean, like, maybe it takes every 1,000 kalpas before we're human. I mean, that's not to say that, but like, whatever. But it's scary thought. Yeah, how often does a turtle poke its head through that hole?
Okay. Anything else?
You see, this discussion we are having here, maybe when we have new members, especially when they are coming from a religious background, we should have this type of conversation.
Yeah, well, that's probably they don't believe in reincarnation anyway.
We need to, maybe then they will keep coming.
Christians don't believe in reincarnation.
Yeah.
They say
Yeah.
once they die, they go to
Yeah.
heaven.
But to me,
no matter
that's a very dumb view, right? Because,
That's
no,
why
because
we
then what
need
happened to the people in the past that died? That they're staying in hell
But
forever? That to me
the
doesn't make
problem
sense.
is that they just don't understand.
No, they say once you die, you
people
just
die,
don't
so many reborn, where they just
Yeah,
stop
that's what I'm saying.
also.
Right. That means either hell is very crowded or heaven is very crowded. It's one or the other. I mean, hell is so crowded, man. So, right?
They don't believe that
I mean, come on.
what is created.
That means reincarnation.
All right.
When the
Just
Christians
bounce
don't
around.
die,
He said
they
just
protest
bounce
it.
around.
Bounce around in hell.
Believe in redemption.
No,
It's
actually,
like
but
you go
actually,
to
ancient Jews, they believe in reincarnation.
Yeah.
They do. The Essenes, there's a group of
Yeah.
Essenes, they believe in reincarnation. And they happen to be vegetarian too. by
Where?
the way.
Jewish?
Essenes, E-S-S.
What's that?
S-N-double-I.
Yeah, something.
But they were
They
very,
believe
but
in reincarnation?
in the ancient time they were very evil.
But
No. Well, let's see. It's not clear. They just believe that they say if you do good things, believe in God, you go back to paradise. You go to a paradise. But they don't say about whether or not it's eternal or not. I'm not so sure. That I'm not so sure. But I don't think they believe in reincarnation.
But one thing I just can't grasp is Nepal. It's a very spiritual
Yeah.
country.
Yeah. Or it
But
has
they
spiritual
still
tradition.
have those rituals and customs where they slaughter animals.
Yeah.
So I just don't
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, it's contradiction. It's like
Yeah.
contradiction. I agree. And because they have, you can say, Nepal's the birthplace of Buddha, right? I mean, the birthplace of Buddha. So such rich, or good karma. You can say that's a good karma, right? Good karma tradition. And yet, they end up, slaughtering so many animals every year for their, celebration, right? Or ritual of some worshiping some kind of deity or god or whatever. It's to me so opposite. No. See, that's
Because they believe they're in reincarnation now.
They raised them.
no, but they also believe that they can reincarnate as animals too. You know that? Like the Hindus believe that. That's why they don't slaughter animals because they say, hey, I could reincarnate as a cow in the future, and then I don't want to be slaughtered.
Hindu is only cow because they
Right,
worship
right.
cow.
Yeah, at least there's a cow god, an elephant. And no, monkeys and snakes. No, I think monkeys and snakes.
Cobra.
Yeah.
Because they
But
work
they
in the
eat fish.
farm.
They all eat fish. And they do. They eat pigs. They eat pigs. Whereas the Muslims don't, right? So that's like they have war because they say, hey, you eat pig, I only eat cows. So whoa. Yeah, right. But that's because more of the kosher law, the kosher laws.
I
They-
wonder
they-
why
they don't
Muslim
eat animals.
doesn't eat pig. I know
Because they just say
Hindu
it's on
don't
beef,
eat cow
they just
because
think it's on
they
beef.
do farm in
Because,
the, you know.
But you see, still, there's a issue with that because
Yeah, they
because
drink
the oxen,
bread.
look how they let those oxen work so hard growing those fields and
No,
stuff.
I mean, Hindu I know,
Yeah.
Jewish I know because of kosher and things like that. But Muslim for pork, I don't understand what the...
No, because the story was that Muhammad was saved by he like in a pig pen. I mean, he was hiding from these
Oh,
the pig pens. So they revered the pigs to
Old
save.
life. He owed
saved-
his life.
Really?
That's one story. That's one story. Who knows?
I know those who pray goddess of mercy, they don't eat beef because his dad was a king who was an incarnation when he got condemned to hell or something like that. Comes like 9th generation become a power.
But Guan Yin's father,
Yeah,
the king, that's the king.
he was ruthless.
There's so many. No, but the whole key is, we have to have compassion for even non-human beings, i.e. sentient beings which includes animals, ants even, insects even, so spiders, cockroaches, whatever. We shouldn't kill them, bugs. We should try not to kill them because then we're gonna incur karma if we do. Because they also have a Buddha nature. Okay, so that's what makes them animate. Right? That's why they can move, they can feel. Plants don't die. Plants you can say can move. Yeah, they can move because they can grow, right? They can follow the sun, sunflower, whatever. But they don't have a soul or a central nervous system. They can't feel pain. I mean, even though people would disagree, Claudia would disagree, say, oh, you cut a leaf, it's gonna cut out some wave, But that's not pain. That's not real pain. Okay, because a leaf plant does not have a central nervous system. Even
Right.
Venus flytraps don't have a central nervous system.
Right.
They-
They're just purely
They react.
reacting
They just
to
react.
the
stimulus. To external stimuli, either light, rain, wind, whatever, right? Okay, whatever. But so we have to be clear. That's why we have to understand what our Buddha nature is. We have to understand that. And then the more we understand it, the more we manifest it. And that's the practice side, the expression side. Whatever we think, say, and do. Okay, those three parts, right? Those three parts. Sun, Ko, Yi, right? Sun, Ko, Yi, those three guys. That's the Eightfold Path. That's really good. That's the Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path is all those. Okay. So we have to, learn more about Buddha nature. That's why Holy Teacher kept encouraging us to we have to see beyond the scriptures, right? The sutras, the words. Learn more about understand more about what our Buddha nature is. That's what we call Xinhua, right? And that's what we call.
There was an issue in Asia and also in tropical country, like no killing insects. But mosquito is a big thing over there.
Yeah.
And malaria, dengue,
That's true,
and
yeah.
spider, and
Yeah, a lot of-
animal. So
A lot of parasites too.
so they were having issue whether to kill or not to kill.
Wait. Which country did you say?
In Malaysia,
No, but they're Muslim countries, so they don't mind killing them.
No, it's still Buddhist. It's still
Oh,
Buddhist.
only the Buddhists. Malaysia is Muslim. It's Muslim. It's technically
Because there was
Muslim.
an incident in the news that
Yeah, there are a lot of yeah, it is.
Thailand, I would agree.
This
Thailand.
Yeah,
guy let
then
go of the
Burma.
spider, but the spider
Bit.
bit somebody and the
Spider's
person died.
poisonous, yeah,
the
spider's
poison.
poisonous.
So it's whether to kill or not to kill,
Yeah, it's.
which is the issue.
Well, so it shouldn't be absolute. Again, this is not absolute. I mean, because if it's gonna
Because
if it's poisonous, it's gonna kill people,
because
then
the guy was so compassionate, he doesn't want to kill the
Right.
spider, so he took the spider from the home, put it outside in the garden.
but it bit
And
someone
now the
else.
spider
Spider bit
bit
someone
Yeah,
somebody
see,
else
so
in the
then,
neighborhood.
right, so then he's going to create that karma.
Yeah, it's.
He's part of the cause of the other person dying after getting bit. So he has karma there. So there's karma there.
And so is
这个有
mosquito.
讲
There's
是
a lot of
that nature
malaria
has
that kills people.
talk
Didn't
about
just
that.
talk about
Yes, he-
killing all these
Yeah.
rats
Ins-
and,
yeah, those-
and insects?
Yeah.
He negotiates with them. Okay? He talks to them.
Right,
and goes,
right.
don't come back in
Yeah,
here
yeah,
or I'm gonna
yeah.
kill you.
Well,
And then the next time he sees the same, he takes a slip when he really kills the rat or whatever it is. He goes up to today he has no bugs that crawl or things that hop inside his home.
But he also says, you know, you find, go after our grand
Go find
predecessor.
Our grand predecessor.
He's responsible.
Okay, he's responsible.
Oh, I'll kill you, but don't come back and look for me.
yeah,
Go
don't,
look
yeah,
for the
yeah,
grand
yeah,
predecessor.
yeah, yeah.
Can we say that too? For the grand
No,
predecessor?
say,
Well, if
yeah,
you use
yeah,
that
yeah,
method,
yeah.
but is it true? Like the ants
Yeah.
I have at home, right? I say please.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
scoop
yeah.
out and put it in the
Yeah,
window.
what I do
So
is
I
I
say, please
take.
don't come back. But I don't see them anymore.
Oh, but they listen to you.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. They listen to me. At least.
Next
yeah,
time we
good.
invite you to our house, we'll talk to them. Because when we talk to them, it
Ask
doesn't
the
work.
teacher to talk to them.
It's because you're not sincere enough. You have to be really sincere.
Every time I see, I scoop them out. I say, please, I'm gonna hurt you. Sometimes.
I scoop them up, but I don't say anything to them. I just take them outside.
But okay, there's also another way to look at this. You know how insect they have more than just one body, right? But together they're one soul. So
Yeah.
you're killing one. You're actually well, this is from
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, you're not killing the whole, yeah.
You're not killing the whole, but you're in a way
You're
you're
killing
doing them
a part.
favor.
Yeah, just a part.
You were having them to go back to that.
Well,
try
to
put
reincarnate,
together,
yeah,
right, to
yeah.
reincarnate.
It's disgusting.
Because they were Wednesday.
See, I don't like to make excuses.
Yeah.
But the key is.
I get so. I
Yeah,
cannot
yeah. Well, yeah. Some insects. Yeah, I mean, like usually ants, mosquitoes,
Yeah.
because they're in a
For them to go
bees.
back.
They're in a hive, like
I went to
collective. They're like a collective.
and I
They're like a
and I
collective.
saw this
Right? Insects. Some insects are like that, but other insects are not like that.
Whose
I mean,
house?
like.
Well, grasshoppers,
They're collective.
Okay. All
on my
right.
sidewalk.
Maybe they are. Who knows?
All right. All right.